As you all know, we have some exciting properties on the horizon, and representatives from several of those new hotel projects are on deck next to showcase the facilities and amenities that will expand our offerings. We have three of them here today. John Bush, owner and developer of Azura, Bermuda. Laura Poroy, general manager of the St. Regis Hotel Development. And Robert McClellan, managing director, McClellan Associates and project leader for Bermudiana Beach Resort Tapestry Collection by Hilton. First up is John Bush. They're going to give you presentations about their respective resorts, and then if we have time at the end, we can take some questions. Thank you. John?
Good afternoon, folks. I just asked Rose to try to bring some more people in from outside because we have exciting stuff to tell, and we want to tell it to everybody. So let me just make sure you can see this advertising slogan clearly enough. Thank you to the BTA for welcoming the three of us here today with our projects, and for myself and my colleagues at Azura Bermuda for allowing us to update you a bit on our story. We are the absolute best resort in Bermuda. Oh, that slipped out. I'm sorry. We are delighted to be among the newest resorts in Bermuda, and we are still in development, but our core resort area, which includes our amenities, beaches, pool, our initial hotel residences and hotel rooms, is now open and active for business and in use. And we are in a soft opening phase right now for the actual hotel product. One can go online right now to azurabermuda.com and book hotel rooms for 2020. And in the first quarter of 2020, we'll be fully up and running as a standard ordinary hotel property in style, or in structure. In style, we think it's much, much better than that. So I'm just going to start off very quickly with, because Azura is a new product, asking how many people here, if you could raise your hands, have been to Azura? Okay. How many people know where Azura is? Does anyone here know a good local advertising agency that we could use? We actually use Strategy, and they are fantastic. So without further ado, I'm going to click on some images and let the pictures do the talking as best I can. Vic Isley told me that I like to have a lot of slides in my deck, and it'd be hard to get them through in 10 minutes, so I said, I'll try to hold down my comments. So let's see if I hit the right button. That is Azura. This is kind of a signature photograph of Azura. We've done a substantial amount of work to reinstate, secure, structurally make safe the entire beachfront foreshore area. And in doing so, we not only made it safe so that we could build above it, but we created these cascading beaches coming down the hillside, which makes a very interesting progression as you come down from about elevation 80, which is where the reception building is, and you wind down through an arc of vegetation, mostly bay grapes, and you come down to this series of beaches. People find it pretty striking. It's an overview of what we're going to talk about. And then this should get me to... thank you for that. It is an unusually beautiful place. And we're so blessed to have so many extraordinarily beautiful locations, properties, hotels in Bermuda. This, I think, is an important addition because it is really tied and linked to nature. As the green that was being discussed earlier, see if I can find a slide that helps me here. Azora's overview, a spectacular respite of Bermuda nature only 10 minutes from the center of Hamilton, which is pretty amazing. If you look at that scene, it's 10 minutes from the center of Hamilton, and on one side, the far side, we have 8-acre Smith Blackburn Nature Reserve, and on the side closest to me is residential zoning, and in between there's nothing but trees, cliffs, nature, and Azora. So there's of the things that so many resorts offer in Bermuda, our primary amenities at Azora are views, nature, and the warmth of our Bermudian staff. There's great things all over the island, but to have that scene, which looks like it could be in an off-island in Grenada or someplace on the other side of the world, is very distinctive. Oops, I don't know if I can go back, skip that one. Just a quick overview of where we've come. We acquired the property in 2016. It was what many of you may remember as the former Surfside Beach Club, a lovely little cottage colony for 3 or 4 decades, which unfortunately went down with so many properties in the late 90s and early 2000s, and it had fallen into terrible disarray to the extent where virtually no rooms were usable. They had 37 rooms and most all of them were not functional. So we put a substantial amount of money into redoing all the infrastructure, the cliffs, the supporting structures, the breakwaters to protect the cliffs in the future, swimming pool, landscaping, gutting old buildings and building new buildings to create something that's really very 2019. This happens to be the beach area that you saw in a photograph earlier. When we bought it, it was literally falling into the sea. And it was not usable, it was not safe. So we created this progression down in the retained beach, which is also actually a protection for the beach and the cliff above. Looking at it from another angle. And old pool, new pool, old 1-story building that was raised, and the new 2-story building that has 7 hotel keys in it. Old pool, new pool. Most all of our exterior surfaces have thick glass barrier walls as opposed to the old masonry walls. So we really tried to put together a juxtaposition of traditional Bermudian architectural vernacular and contemporary to have a little fresh approach to it. The old rooms on the left, up, down, individual hotel rooms with bathrooms in the back. On the right, the same buildings, but they're now 2-story lofts with just spectacular finishes and already loved by the visitors that use them. This is a 3-bedroom townhome or hotel residence, and it just gives you an idea of the quality of the finishes. Each of these bedrooms has a separate key to come in so they can be occupied by different hotel guests, so that in this 3-bedroom you could have a king facing the ocean with its own in-suite bathroom in 3 different locations, or you could have a 2-bedroom unit, or you could have a unit that has a full residential kitchen and living room. So it's very flexible in how it can be used. And virtually all of our bathrooms have these glass walls so that you can stand at the sink or stand in the shower and look out across the bedroom to the view of the ocean beyond. And while that sounds very sexy, some of us are maybe a little more modest. There's also a button you can hit, and automatically a shade comes down and separates it from the bedroom. So there's sexy contemporary features. This, if I can find this guy, I don't know if this guy will work or not. Nope, I'm no lucky a little bit. So this is a 3-bedroom unit in the new building on the cliff top, which is just under construction. A joint entry with a vestibule. So this is a 3-bedroom residence that someone has already purchased and will put back into the hotel pool. And when you come in the main entry door, each of these 3 doors has a standard computer card entry lock with a hotel entry door. So you have a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom suite, or you can have a one-bedroom suite with a full kitchen, living room. So it's a very flexible product, great for families, great for longer-term stays for commercial guests, for businesses in town. Obviously, that's amplified by being less than 10 minutes from town. Lots of, keep moving? 1 minute, okay, I got the 1 minute warning. Beautiful cocktails, beautiful fun stuff. Outdoor entertaining, we've had lots of functions already, from weddings to corporate events to private events on the beaches, around the pool. Just a little more look at that. The beaches are extraordinary for entertaining. Outdoor barbecue on one of the elevated beaches. Go. Amenities, our bar is already completed and open. We'll have a bistro restaurant right at poolside. We're in discussions right now with various operators on that. Spa Azura, we have a separate building that's been constructed, and a spa garden, which is just about finished. And we're talking to some local operators about that. Oops, I missed my slide, but there's a fitness center coming as well in the next phase. And then just an indication of some of our hotel services. Some of the rooms have kitchenettes. Some of the rooms have full kitchens. They all have very cool bathrooms. And the market response, pleased to say, has been outstanding. Our first phase, which is the core resort that we've just completed, we've sold over 90% of the hotel residences, which is 30 potential hotel keys. The second phase, which has just started construction, is a big contemporary building on top of the cliff that you saw earlier. We've just started construction. We've sold 75% of those hotel residences already. That can create another 20 potential keys. And then our final phase will start later this year for completion in 2021. So ending up with somewhere in the range of 60 to 80 hotel keys. Just a couple of beauty shots of looking out over our hotel residences, dining poolside, a fashion show going on poolside in front of the loft rooms, green roof, brand new contemporary unit with 10-foot ceilings and glass right on the water, and then these spaces which people seem to find fairly magical. And with that, Vic's going to kick me off the stage. So thank you very much for listening. And the last thing that I'd like to say is, any of you who haven't been there, or even those of you who have been there, because a lot's happened in the last number of months, please stop up and see us. You can stop up unannounced. We've got a staff there. Our front desk manager is delightful, Claire DeCudo. We have a sales staff as well, but they'll answer your questions, just let you have a walk around. All right? Cheers. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. No? See? So it's a pleasure to be here. As Rosemary introduced me, I'm Laura Purroy. I'm the general manager of Hotel Bermuda Holding, developers of the St. Regis Bermuda Resort. I don't want to get any warnings, so I'm jumping straight in. I'm very happy to share with you a sneak peek of what is going to be our marketing promotional video for St. Regis Bermuda Hotel and Residences. So here we go. sunsets, right? They're amazing. So let's cut to the chase. To cut to the chase, yeah. So St. Regis Bermuda Resort will offer 120 rooms for their guests in 2021. In this first phase, we are building 2 buildings of branded residences, 15 apartments each. It will have more amenities that I will show you in one sec. Where are we now? Or we started, better said, in 2017, November 2017, we started the preliminary works. In January 2018, we were all hands on deck and started piling on foundations. And where are we now? We could say that on the construction hard cost would be around 50% executed. So why Bermuda? Great geographical location to the US. It's very close, less than 3 hours away from any important city on the East Coast. Lifestyle is different from the Caribbean. In 2000, the town of St. George was joined an elite group of recognized world treasures, and it was recognized as a World Heritage Site. Bermuda also offers a stable and reliable legal framework, a fairly advanced and stable financial system, an incredibly educated population, and the most beautiful turquoise and water and pink beaches. Oh, sorry. Oh, that went too fast. Okay. Talking a bit about the hotel, what we will be offering to our guests when we open our doors. Suites, we will have 1 presidential, 1 superior, 8 deluxe suites, and 10 junior suites. On the side of the bedrooms, it would be 42 queen and 58 king bedrooms. This is an example of one of the king rooms that we will be able to enjoy. Other amenities that the hotel offers are 2 swimming pools, 2 restaurants, a casino, a spa, gym, and a golf course that was previously there, designed by Robert Train Jones. So we are renovating and reviving this beautiful course. The residences at St. Regis, like I shared before, this first phase are going to be 2 buildings of branded residences, 15 apartments each. Like the tourism plan intended, we wanted to innovate. So all the penthouses of the residences are going to have a rooftop with a swimming pool. So that's the innovation part that we're bringing to the tourism plan. The residences range from 2,200 square feet to 4,600 square feet. These are some of the areas of the apartments, of the residences that we will be able to enjoy as well. And, well, I take this opportunity to thank both BTA and the government of Bermuda for their advice, their continuous support for this development to be opening their doors in 2021. I would like to share with you something, a quote my father shared with me, so I share with you. This is very much how we feel in Hotelco. You can go to heaven if you want. I'd rather stay in Bermuda. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Robert McClellan. McClellan Associates is one of the 3 co-developer partners with Bermuda Housing Corporation in the development of Bermudiana. I'm not any kind of salesman, and I promise I'll only be 10 minutes. This project, I guess, in terms of time, is behind Azura and hopefully will be a little bit ahead of St. Regis. St. Regis is a very exciting project for me. I was the last resident manager of the Holiday Inn St. George's and the first resident manager of Lowe's Bermuda Beach. That's how old I am. And it's tremendously exciting to see such a wonderful project coming up on the old site. I'll run through very quickly the history of Bermudiana because I think it is of interest to everybody. It's probably the longest gestation period of any project that I've done in the last 22 years in the islands, and we only work in the islands. The project really started as a private sector buyout of the existing property. Then the America's Cup came along, which caused a further delay in getting things moving ahead. But it's now a public-private sector project whereby Bermuda Housing Corporation should recover a significant amount of money on the original investment and their investment in the new project. The long gestation period has at least given us time to make sure that we get the detailed design absolutely right. That's critical for the condo hotel model, whereby it needs to be extremely attractive as a piece of real estate, but it has to function as a conventional hotel. So the main changes that we've got there are the addition of elevators to every one of the 9 blocks. We had to look at the whole MEP system, obviously residential use, hotel use, looking at heat pumps to make sure the hot water is always hot, upgrade all of the pumps and the electrics, 100% backup with 2 generators. Kitchens and bathrooms were okay for residential use, been totally replaced and upgraded to be appropriate for a resort. 2 swimming pools are added. The beach access is by way of a hill hiker. I've been watching one of these cliff trams in Exuma in the Bahamas for some 5 years to make sure the thing didn't fall to bits in a very salt-blasted environment, and the one in Exuma is holding up very well. We'll actually have 2 with full electric backup, so it's a very safe but interesting way of getting up and down to the beach. I think at this point, we'll just show you one of our brief videos. There's a website, and there are 2 brochures available on the site. You're also all very welcome to come by. One's got a price list. I won't get into that really. That's down for the salespeople. And the other one's got some general information. If we could have a quick look at our video. As I said, brief and to the point. The website's got a lot more detail on it if you would like to have a look at that at www.bermudiana.com. So we talked about briefly the history. The update is the model rooms are complete, 3 in number. They've been approved by Hilton with some slight changes, which are now underway. The restaurant and bar design is completed next week, and the contractor for the construction has been selected and will commence work on site this coming week. It's a Bermudian contractor, very well known and highly respected. The phase one work involves the construction of the two pools. That's an infinity pool on the cliff and a more fun pool set back further in the site. The beach access by way of the hill hiker, and the first 6 blocks of rooms converted to create 70 hotel keys. The local restaurant company will be announced at the end of this week, who will be operating the bars and the restaurants at the property. And we'll be announcing the general manager next week, who is a Bermudian. The product, I think everybody's fairly cognizant now of how a condo hotel works. These apartments have been converted into suitable resort accommodations. There's 4 types of condominiums. There's a studio, a 1-bedroom, a 2-bedroom, and a 3-bedroom. The 3-bedroom can be split into 2 1-bedroom suites, which is very good, obviously, for the rental income proposition. The hotel product we're really looking at is a 3.5-star boutique hotel, would be the best label I can put on it. It's got very, very flexible accommodation. There's some superbly comfortable wall beds designed into the sitting rooms. So effectively a 2-bedroom accommodation could have 2 auditors in it, 2 golfers in it. They've got ensuite bedrooms, sitting room, kitchen, and a dining area. Likewise, you could put 3 rugby players in because there are 3 beds. The resort facilities include the bars, the restaurants, both at the beach level and at the pool levels, a spa, 3 treatment rooms, and the interesting thing maybe for everybody is the Hilton connection. This is by way of a franchise, and Tapestry Collection is one of what we call a soft brand or a white brand. That means that you don't get a huge range of diktats in terms of the design or the actual day-to-day operating procedures. So it's pretty flexible. Our competition, in terms of initial room rates, we're probably talking about Cocoa Reef and Grotto Bay. That's interesting because it's almost impossible to build from new a 3.5-star hotel in Bermuda. The development costs are too high, the operating costs are too high, and so this particular property was a unique opportunity to create some more mid-market hotel in Bermuda, and it could be copied by people who have currently got many these shuttered properties in Bermuda. So it's a way of getting the hotel inventory back to what it was in my early days here. In terms of real estate marketing, we're not dependent on marketing on island. We've got a very sophisticated digital marketing program. Obviously, the US gateway cities and states, Connecticut, New York State, Massachusetts, New Jersey, anywhere where we've got the direct flights. These are the target cities, and we've got pretty, as I say, sophisticated way of reaching out to these people. As well as PR company here on island and in New York. I just wanted to leave enough time to take any questions if there are any. Oh, I'm getting off lightly. All right, well, I'll be there at the reception or any time this afternoon. Please, if you do have questions, because certainly over time there have been a lot of questions, I'm very happy to give you direct and honest answers to them. Thank you all for your time. Thank you for BTA for giving us this opportunity.